Hello, everybody. Thank you for being here with us at the Three Addict Streaming Network again. I am your host, King Geekera. It also just happens that I will be your entertainment for the next hour or so. So we've had some awesome streamers so far today. We had Mary Mitch open us up doing some D&D prep. Love that man's voice. We had the Couch Soldier playing some Dark Souls 3. I've yet to play a Souls game, but I think Elden Ring is going to be what finally breaks that streak. We just had Remy Loner playing some Oxygen Not Included, one of our favorite Clay games. Love some Don't Starve as well. Today I'm going to be playing City Skylines. I've got that pulling up right now. Remy Loner mentioned in his stream, quick shout out to East Coast Electric. They do, as he was saying, custom electric bikes. So they can build them from scratch, or they can take your classic bike and make it a modern speedster capable of keeping up with inner city traffic. These things are awesome. We had the pleasure on a recent shoot at Holden Beach where this drone footage you're seeing was shot. We ended up getting to ride them around the island some, and they can haul. Well worth it. I'm going to go ahead and see if this is ready to go. Awesome. Yeah, let me just get this resized and we will be in business. So, City Skylines is the game I play most often. I love kind of God perspective, over the top control games, things where you get to build stuff, things where you kind of like get to decide the direction of a system. Here we go. Got this loading. So my idea with this city is I've recently gotten really into the idea of trying to build super compact cities with emphasis on walkability, really nice transit, all of that kind of stuff. So this city is built with all of that in mind. Get a little bit of music playing for you folks too. All of our music comes from Game Chops. If y'all aren't familiar, they are a really awesome entity that acquires the rights to video game music and sound, and give it to musicians to remix, to do whatever they want with it. And then they make all of that available to streamers as stream safe music. You won't have your stream pulled down for any of it. Just throw a shout out to them in the description of your stream, so that they can be credited and you are all good. If you're a streamer out there and you want some really awesome music that is really fitting to most games, it's worth it. These cities can, as they grow, take a lot of load time, just to get all of the pieces moved into RAM. That's what we are seeing here. It's not the most entertaining content. I actually kind of bricked my ability to play cities for a while by over installing all kinds of texture packs and buildings and theme packs, and just loaded them all into my system. And so every time I went to start the game, it just took like 20 minutes to pull my city up. Had to plug pull, clear everything from my Steam Workshop, start again. This one I think is starting to take longer just because we have passed the 300,000 mark. And I tried to install a couple of new assets the other day that I think are broken. See, it just decided the assets were broken and started actively loading again. It's going to give me a big error screen as soon as the game pops up. It's going to be like, this asset's broken, this asset's broken. I need to remove them from my Steam shop. But yeah, I hope everyone's doing well. Last week, my book of the week was the classic Watchmen. Alan Moore, that crazy chaos magician of a madman. Just finished it today. Highly recommend it if you've never read it. It was my third time through. I think I'm clearing through the Invisibles next. I don't know if any of y'all are familiar with that. It's another classic from that era that I have not yet read. But definitely check it out. And while we're on it, the other book, now that we're well into fall and spooky season, that I recommend to everyone, Mark C. Danielewski's House of Leaves. Check it out. It's incredible. It's one of my favorite books ever. I think it's time to give it another read. But we finally have the city up. We can check this thing out. So there were a couple things that were requested of me last time I was on. One was a giant penis-shaped metro line. I couldn't do the metro because the metro can't bend like that, really. It has to follow straight lines, but I am gonna do the civilian train line, as per your request, as a giant phallus. The other request was a pentagram-based new downtown, and I have delivered. You asked Anon, and Anon King Geekra delivered. It's not the best, obviously, because we have a giant four-way interchange here in the middle of it, but could be worse. So we obviously need to finish filling it out, but the problem is with the shape of these roads, it's hard to figure out where crossroads should be running. I kind of got started with it and got flustered with how inconsistent and frustrating it was. Like, so far, just like looking at this top here, who would live here? I guess it does just look kind of like modern suburbia. It's just very contrived. Is this what roads in Dubai look like? Dubai is such a shit show of city planning. It's kind of laughable. But yeah, y'all requested the pentagram city. I delivered. This is going to, believe it or not, be like my big financial district downtown, just jutting out here into the ocean. So this is going to be the most metro-feeling metro area in the entire city. Some other major developments, though, since the last time I had this up for y'all. We have completely filled out the mitten. Over the last couple weeks streaming for y'all, most of the concentration of the city was here in this lower region. We completed our lovely Central Park. We call it Central kind of ironically because it wraps all the way around but doesn't get near center to anything. And then from there, we just push north, and all of this is completely densely inhabited now. So that's nice. The other major thing that I've done is put in a subway system. I was talking about doing it for so long and finally deemed that we were big enough. It's not the biggest metro system in the world, but it has pretty good coverage. You can see we have several just straight east-west lines, like this one across here, this bad boy here, this one down here, but I wanted to utilize the diagonals, so we also have two that run on diagonals up and on. We also have some straight throughs from up here and two L lines that run from high up too. So overall, especially when you account for the insane bus coverage for down here, like literally every block almost has a bus accessible. It really seems to be helping people get around. I wish more people used it. I don't know why they don't. I may need to up the funding on it or up the number of lines on it, but I'm not going to bore y'all with all of that today. Yes, Remy Loner, Dubai is a case study for how not to make a city. They recently announced a quote-unquote eco-friendly project. That's a bunch of individual townhomes with a bunch of super tech, acting like it's the future, but each of those little villas cost, $1 million. So I doubt they're really helping much. Periphery Park. Yes, Remy, that is the better way. I think that might just be its new official name, is Periphery Park. Wraps all the way around and starts at some point I'm going to put a bunch of walking trails up here, so this is designated as a national forest. So the park just runs seamlessly straight into a giant forest. Great times. The other major thing that I've done is I've created periphery towns for each of my major industries I needed. So this is a little timber town. I need to expand the residential space because at this point the industrial space just dwarfs it. But this is my timber town. I've kind of named them after the regions in France that are most known for producing this stuff. So we have Orleans here, named after the giant Orleans forest, the biggest contiguous forest in France. I have not named my little mini oil city. This oil city is causing me a huge amount of problems, though. It's really becoming the bane of my fucking existence. But it's out here. And I mean, it is out here. Some of these towns I kind of wanted to make feel like they are totally separate. So in the end, they all kind of meet together with sprawl in the middle and feel like unique locations. This oil region is so busy and has so many cars that it's dragging down the traffic rating for the entire city. What is this? What's happening here? Oh, it burned down. Okay. But yeah, you can see. Just look at that. Where are they supposed to go? I think it's just the sheer number of pumps. I didn't realize each one would be producing their own traffic. So this is the final result. So yeah, I have to fix that. It is driving my traffic ratings down across the city every time I have a row of these little pumps. It's the little pumps that do it. Each one of them is just producing vehicles. So yeah, that's been fucking my day up. So that's our oil town. I need to name it. I don't know if there's any oil producing regions in France. Tell me in chat. Somebody give me a good Google on that. Tell me if there are any major oil manufacturing regions in France. We're having a problem with trash collection in this sector for like no fucking reason. Like the recycle facility is right there. Just go get the trash. Then we have our little farming town. And it seems really nestled away. The mountains really provide it a sense of isolation, and like this is a whole other little separate city. All of our standard industry is starting to struggle trying to get workers because we have so much specialized industry now that no one aspires to just work in a factory now. They want to work at the farm or the oil rigs or the mines. Here is our Calais region. Apparently, Calais and that area, Nord de Pas or whatever, is the biggest mining region of France, so that's kind of nifty. Named it in honor of that. And same thing. All of these are just supposed to be able to kind of like expand out in a way that's a little bit more organic than what I've done with the major city out there in the distance. And I just like the idea of having these smaller towns around that if you're starting a family or something, you want to move to suburbia, this is your option. I guess, like, yeah, and there's a lot of precedent for it. Places like Gary, Indiana started as like booming industrial towns on the periphery of Chicago. There's a ton of examples of that kind of thing. So yeah, this is my own Gary, Indiana before it collapsed and became like the scariest place in the US. I mean, arguably Detroit is a little worse, but something about Gary just seems more sinister. I've heard a lot of redeeming things about Detroit, especially from people who are from there and have been going back to visit as of late. I've never heard anybody say anything redeeming about Gary. Someone in the chat, Tell me if one of our viewers right now has some love for Gary, Indiana, and you want to right my wrong here, I invite you to step up to the podium, rip this mic off my fucking head, and tell me how it is. Do it. Do it. um. But yeah, so I'm kind of at a loss for what my most immediate next project is. Um, Tell me in chat what you think. Should we finish the pentagram city? Um, we are approaching a point where we do need more settleable land. This is our newest districts, and you can see the holes in it are really starting to plug up. A great way to see how much space you still have to cover without having to look too hard. We're just going to go ahead and add some trees in here. I love it because then it just makes every place that doesn't have a house super obvious. Trees everywhere. Trees, foliage. I love trees. Big stamp. Big stamp. Trees. Partially just to make it prettier. Partially to be able to distinctly see how much more space is left to fill. Because there'll still be a few trees left when it's at full capacity, but not like these. Not like these. Look at that. Honestly, kind of feels like Raleigh. Just trees everywhere amidst the cityscape. Pleasant. Or actually, Amsterdam, since that is kind of what part of my original inspiration, kind of like Amsterdam and Barcelona. But yeah, this whole area is a tourist district, which is why it's so much taller. It's a bunch of hotels and shit to appeal to tourists and attract them to our national mall. Hanging out right down here with all kinds of fun little attractions. I'm really proud of this city. So far, so good. I will say, I was just hinting at it, but the fucking oil district is throwing off my game. Traffic was getting all the way up to 80 and even peaking above it at times. You can see that traffic isn't a huge problem for people in the city. This one little connection to the highway that's right in the middle of everything is tight, but that's to be expected. But everything looks pretty good up here and it's flowing super smoothly. If you're a typical citizen here, just moving about the city, not having to hop on or off a highway, you have a pretty traffic-free existence overall. Like I said, it's only the places, the arterial roads, are the places where people move from the highway into the city that are getting really clogged. This one is pretty bad. It's not the best. Even though it shouldn't be that bad, this isn't a part of the city that's that packed. The worst though, like I said, is this highway here. You can see is going up to the mining town, and it is just packed all the way back. And I don't know how to fucking fix it. Yeah, so that's how I've been. Let's worry about this Periphery Park, so I don't have to play traffic sim for the next hour, because that doesn't seem like the best stream fodder. I don't think any of you viewers watching from home would appreciate it. So instead, we're going to make a road scheme that is inherently going to be filled with traffic over here. This thing's going to be a fucking nightmare. Oh, that's where I heard myself coming out of my own phone. It's messing with me. Alright, so we're kind of just finding good spots that we can build crossroads to be as contiguous as possible given the situation. Because like I said, I want this to be a pretty densely packed area. I want to be able to fit as much shit in here as I can. Messed up and didn't give these roads trees. It's a nice part of town. It has to have trees. I hope I have enough big, nice skyscrapers in my workshop downloads to get what I want done here. I might have to re-up at a later time But we'll see what we got going on. So we're just making nice, clean, long, parallel, tight, like a Toiger. It's okay to leave some extra space occasionally, just because certain buildings will just need a little bit more, so you can put your fatter buildings in there. Lovely. This is coming together just fine. We have run out of a straight road indicator, so we're gonna make a new one. We're gonna run this bad boy just straight down like that. Actually, I like the look of that. Let's do that again. Yeah. This thing's gonna have such bad fucking traffic, dude. I'm so excited. Oh my god. It's just gonna be like irredeemable. Like I'm gonna have to do so much public transit access to just try to keep everybody from driving. But when my loyal watchers, when all of you lovely people watching the 3 Addict Network stream tell me you want a pentagram city, I have to listen to your advice and the glorification of sweet, sweet Satan and make the pentagram. You have to do it. There's no not doing it. Balls. We can bury one. That's fine. I'm surprised all the others have been lining between the pillars and hasn't been a problem. But we'll bring that up. Just tunnel that under. Bring it across. Voila. Okay, we're gonna figure this out, guys. This is gonna wind up looking okay. Like I said, the traffic is gonna be horrible. Safety club. Oh man, well, just for you, that can be done on my individual channel, and I do, when I stream, oftentimes just do traffic porn. But I don't know that everybody's as into it. We'll see how much time is left after I finish this bad boy, and we may go get some traffic porn done trying to troubleshoot the oil district's traffic problems. It gets intense. Did I leave enough room? Oh, come on, come on. Don't make me redo it. Oh, man. Just have to bury that lead entirely. Alright, it's coming together and looking a little bit more cohesive than I really thought it could. This looks like an actual street pattern. I will say it does feel kind of similar to DC in the sense that the pentagram is not veiled. It's like you see all the other roads around it, but it is still pretty obvious that the architect loves Satan. Or as a Freemason or whatever, whatever they did. I bet secretly you get up to that 33rd degree of Freemasonry and you just start learning Aleister Crowley butt magic, same as everyone else. Almost every school of magic, the final lesson is the spell is in the prostate. Just in case anybody out there, wants spoilers on magical study. It's essentially exercise, meditate, intend what you do, milk your prostate to become a wizard. Yeah, how are we gonna patch up this weird blank spot up top? And people in chat, people at home watching, tell me, What do I do with the tip? Just the tip. There's an adorable lighthouse here. The lighthouse has to be kept. I'm thinking making this like an official park space. Could be nice, you know, a little park on the waterfront. Everybody would love that. Tell me what you think. Could be just a nice little phallic park space at the tip of the pentagram. Looks like a dunce hat. Think there was ever a time dunce hats were actually stylish, kind of the way now assholes wear fedoras, like unironically, and look like a joke, but they used to be popular at one point. Did dunce hats used to serve a point in fashion? Gonna run some connection streets in through here. Lines up oddly well. Was able to do 90 degrees from up top for all of them. Bring this bad boy down. And why not? We'll go ahead and widen it all the way to the end. So then go straight onto the avenue in the middle. That is coming together, y'all. Now, we got to worry about this weird sector here. We're just going to fill it out. We're just going to freehand this one a little bit and see what happens. Get a nice ellipsis in there. And here, we're just gonna make another kind of standard grid in this spot. We gotta maximize the building space for this place, man. Some of these roads I am gonna come in and have to demolish for certain wonders and such to build into this area, and that's fine. But getting everything set up in a nice, clean way that can generally maximize the space is super crucial. So yeah, we have the body of the Pentagram City kind of predetermined, and it's funny to me because there's a few... I mean, there's two grander neighborhoods, the crazy hectic north of the Pentagram, and then the downtown that suddenly falls into a much more formulaic setup. But yeah, these two little ears up top are a little chaotic. We'll see how they all drive out. My computer's struggling so much. Yeah, once you get to a city this size, your computer starts to have to be brave. Huh. What's happening there? I misran something. That's fine. Just bring this up to here. But yeah, thank you all for watching 3 Attic Network. We've been working on it. We're really excited for all the streamers we have coming on. We've got even more streamers who haven't got to join us yet. We've got Logan JYA that we can't wait to start having on these streams. We have a couple of other good friends of ours who have been waiting for a time when they're available to start getting it all up and running and to figure out what they're doing, but we look forward to having them on too. My business partner and best friend, Chris Allen, aka Mod Shooter, is going to be doing Tekken with us. We're so excited to have that on there. It's to me going to be probably some of the most exciting content. He's into his Tekken. Very good at it. and can talk about it in a way that I wish I could talk about any video game. This is definitely the most kind of conventional, boring grid section in this city, is this little connector bit. But that's fine. I think it'll play well. It'll just be some sprawl leading up to the downtown. In a real city, this would probably be one of the worst neighborhoods in town. Because little connector neighborhoods are oftentimes just left to dry on the vine. If there's not a destination anyone wants to go to and their final destination is just past it, they just won't stop. They'll just move on to their final destination, and those businesses and industries are just left to rot. We're going to try to avoid that here. Maybe throw a couple of extra nice things, make it just a generally nice little gridded neighborhood on the way to the proper big downtown. We also have this whole space here. Rather than try to awkwardly shoehorn a whole structure of homes or businesses here, I think this is another space that's best served to keep as a park. I'm trying to preserve a ton of green space. Little secret too is this game limits your objects. I don't have the add-on that lets me see my object count, but there's a sheer number of roads and intersections and buildings that can be made. So the more of your city you kind of leave to just open paths and green space, the more you can actually expand outwards and make an impressive looking city. Really excited to start reading The Invisible soon, like I mentioned up top. Really weird premise that when the nuclear bomb was fired, it released Shiva from the other side of the celestial mirror, and she starts terrorizing the planet and causing violence. So a weird pack of superheroes have to come in and help the government stop these paranormal threats. It's been an inspiration to so many people within the world of occult thinking. It's really inspired a lot of conspiracy stuff, and it does a great job of touching on that stuff. So our population has started really tanking all of a sudden. I don't know why. If it doesn't pull up and it keeps going, then there's something structurally wrong. But it looks like it's gonna come back up. I'm telling you, this traffic is causing more problems than we know. I gotta fix it. I gotta fix it someday. Yeah, let's actually, that's a good little task. I've got 25 minutes left with y'all. We're going to indulge Safety Club with some traffic porn and try to fix this giant fucking traffic jam. So, right offhand, the first thing that I can see that we can maybe do if there's space is make this an actual 2-lane highway that just straight connects instead of this 1-lane connector ramp. So we'll try that first. Yeah, let's get this 2-lane highway here. Let's see if we can upgrade it all the way through. Yes. Yes. Wonderful. A problem that I'm just gonna have to figure out a TMPE solution for is everybody's using this traffic circle. They're not coming down here and accessing this one, and I don't know why. Yeah, I just really, because this is industrial traffic mixing with residential traffic, and this circle is supposed to only serve residential traffic. I built a whole other circle down here that the highway terminates into that's supposed to handle the industrial traffic. So that's why this is happening. I don't really know the immediate answer to this. So I'm gonna try something dumb for now, just to force everybody to reroute. And we're gonna delete the entry into this circle, just to force them all into that other circle for the time being. We're gonna lose some potential citizens and some business, but that's fine. I designated this as a no high traffic area already, but it didn't really seem to do like anything. So one extra side thing that I could go ahead and do offhand is create another exit that pops off right here in the city. It doesn't have to be a full four-way, just a way for citizens to hop off before they hit the city, or before they hit all the industrial traffic. Yeah, actually, that works just fine. Bring it in a little bit. There we go. So that's step one. That way, hopefully, the purpose of having this circle here was so that it would separate some of the residential traffic from the industrial traffic. It takes a second for everybody to reset their routes. Are people actually coming? Strange. Yeah, people just keep driving right on up the ramp and disappearing. I guess that's just because, like I said, they have to reprogram their routes. Fuck it, I'll go ahead and delete this all the way back. Let's try to cut them off. There we go. Now you'll hopefully pick a route that makes sense. Yeah, this is honestly one of the most central parts of this game. Is just traffic sim, dude. People make fun of this game a little bit because of that. But it is quite deserved. I wish people would prioritize the second lane. Use both of them to get over. People don't really seem too set on that. There is a way that I can lock people's lanes in way back, but it would just, wherever I did it, it would shift all of the traffic past it. So yeah, there's so much traffic, it's so backed up, everybody wants into the oil city. It's backed up all the way to the ramp. Most of it isn't even industrial. There's a lot of individual just family vehicles. Amanda Hancock leaving the city. Why is she caught up in this lane if she's leaving the city? She's an uneducated senior. So she may just be a little confused. But yeah, that's if traffic would just be smarter in this game, it would help a lot. It really would. Because there are lots of times people will sit in one of these backed up lanes when they could easily just drive on through. But it looks like it's all loosening up a little bit. I gave them a second lane and no one gives a shit. They're all just opting for the one lane. Okay. I'll figure out how to fix that later. Is anybody driving all the way through? Is this traffic circle just completely unviable? Yeah, Amanda ruining it for everybody. Okay. So people are driving all the way through now. Oh god, yeah, it's causing a lot of traffic here. Okay. Well, hopefully this has at least broken that up enough that I can go ahead and put this back on. Nice long ramp. Rebuild this bad boy. Okay, hopefully that just changed things up. This is beyond. Yeah, I don't know how to fix this. I'm just gonna have to delete a bunch of these individual mine shafts. There's just too many trucks. There's too many fucking trucks. Okay, so we've implemented a couple solutions so far. I kind of want to figure out why this lane is not being utilized. It's kind of bothering the shit out of me. Yes, I agree with you, Remy. She had so long to learn, and that's the result. Alright, so let's see. Lane connector. Please use this lane. Please use both lanes. Please. Please. Is the lane connector running through on this side? This lane goes here. You idiots. This lane goes here. And this lane goes here. Okay, okay. So it's definitely helping some traffic flow. But nobody's still using this second lane. So, what else do I got here? Priority signs, junction restrictions. I'm not quite sure what these mean. Yeah, no pedestrians crossing there, folks. Yeah, no pedestrians. Oh! Whatever I clicked it fucking made vehicles start appearing in that lane. Oh man, okay. Yeah, that button. I don't even know what it does, but that button fixed it. Oh man. Okay, nah, not really. Still very, very dedicated. Like you, why? Oh, it's an inner city bus. Okay, that makes sense. There's some people just literally getting off the highway and turning around. Not that many. Okay, but that was dumb for a second. Um, so this one's back up and running. Is also a traffic headache, but not as bad. I wish I had three-lane one-way roads for these traffic circles. It only makes sense since it's 3-lane here, 3-lane here, but so I'm afraid I'm actually making traffic worse. Okay, those are parked cars. Okay. It's not as bad. Let's look at our stoplights. That's partially why. We're gonna go ahead and hit stop signs on all of these. Really emphasize this traffic, let it clear from the highway. Yeah, we just gotta let people in and out of the city, dude. So many people want to live in this part. I recently threw an inner city bus station that I think is kind of, it's helping get more people in here, but it's also more just sheer traffic. Traffic fucking everywhere, dude. Well, let's see if we are still backed all the way up. No, we are not. Oh, wow. Yeah, those couple of changes, man, have already, like, just look at the difference. That's absurd. It still gets backed up here, but so much more traffic has been able to clear. I wonder if I could just make all of this one way. Yeah, let's do that. My time with y'all is starting to come to a bit of a close. We've got about 10 minutes left. I'm gonna go ahead and message our next streamer, the great Pharaoh Conch. Awesome. The one downside of streaming and producing from the control room. Gotta be looking ahead. So yeah, you see there's still a lot of unsettled land here, a lot of space to grow. We're gonna go ahead and make this whole stretch one way underneath. Fuck it, we'll make it one way all the way across. And we're gonna go ahead and make this one way heading up. Yeah, and so hopefully this will just better funnel all of this traffic straight out. They got 2 lanes to work with. Although, I need to make both of these right turn lanes. Awesome, so that should do. Everybody should be able to turn. Beautiful. Just funnel everybody cleanly straight up to this main avenue where they can actually break out. Hopefully not bottleneck quite as hard. It is a little bit of a pain because anybody who needs to get on the highway here has to drive all the way down here and around. Probably not the best setup, but I don't see near as many people using this to get on the highway as are getting off right now. So it's definitely priority. Alright, it keeps clearing up. Let's see what number we're at. 74. Yeah, so still not great, but little by little. Yeah, it's just glowing. This is all traffic. This is all traffic. But what can you do? Yeah, it's all coming together quite well though. I've hit 1 million with one city before I knew anything about planning or how to make this game work, and I've never had the luck since. In the long run, I'm hoping this will be another 1 million person city. Keep checking out the 3 Addict Network streams. Keep checking out my personal streams at King Geekera. I'll be building it out and getting it closer and closer to being a proper metropolis. At the 300,000 mark, we are just above a city like Durham, but not quite in the top 20 territory. We are in the top 50 though, so nothing too shabby as is already. So many sick people. I will say, for anybody interested in design, you should not design your city in a way where there's just a massive noise corridor. All of these people are sick because I've just positioned things in a shitty way where there is a ton of noise right next to where people live. Yep, so you can see that. All of these sick people are because I have too much commercial zoning right on top of residential zoning with no breaks. So every now and then, just like a bunch of people die throughout this whole region. This is the worst neighborhood to be in by far. The only good place in this neighborhood is the President's Mansion. Right here. He has a nice little park. So this is the only nice place in this whole area, though. Otherwise, it's definitely where the most people die. Yeah. I think that is just about it for me. I'm gonna double check here, see if I got my man Pharaoh Conch's information. I do. So yeah, this has been King Geekera with your City Skylines fix that I doubt any of you even really had or knew you had, but in case you did, I have it. It's here. Because I like you and I think you're cute. So yeah, this is City of Ports. My graveyards are all full. People are dying. But we're growing. Growing all the fucking time. Thank you for watching 3 Addict Streaming Network. I'm one of the co-founders and president. We love to do media. If you need videos, live streams, advertisements, anything like that done, reach out and give us a call. But on that note, I think I'm going to go ahead and fade out of here, folks. And we're just going to go ahead and move on to some ads before we get the great Pharaoh Conch doing some fun driving sims for us. Thanks so much, y'all. Hail yourselves. Have a great day.